Welcome everyone back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We have a 1v1 here on the Western Front as the Americans are trying to push into Germany, into a German village. I believe this map is called Gutheim, Gutheim German village. Anyway, let's go through the players. Representing the Germans, we have Unterkommander as mechanisierte tactics for the Waffen-SS, already calling in the mechanisierte Grenadiers, which is a cheap alternative unit you can get as mechanisierte instead of the Storm Grenadiers. And we have Drorshawn as US Ranger. So the Americans are going to push into Western Germany here with the Waffen-SS mobilizing to try and keep the Americans from getting further into Germany. Looks like we're playing near the end of the day. By the looks of it, is the settings on this map. There's actually weapons in this map. Okay. Random 81mm mortar and a random 60mm mortar. I wonder if there's something similar on the Allied side then. That would be a little bit OP if just the Germans get access to that. Unusual, but this is like a somewhat of a bridge map. There's like several crossings across into the town here. You can actually move on the water, I believe, in most places. Like you can also cross down here in the forest. This is a very big map for 1v1. With very tight quarters. So I imagine it's going to be a very interesting little battle here. Oh, we're going for triple of the 9th Grenadiers. So we're going to see a lot of basic Grenadiers coming out here. Rather than Storm Grenadiers. A large open field here is present, evidently. And there's an engine of something. Is that a truck? Oh, there's an American Jeep there. Okay. So we are actually moving northwards. Germans have secured all their territory already, including their fuel. They're not even working to cover the southern bridge by the looks of it. They're moving into the town, though, to secure some resources right in that. Now, Mattcasting has the advantage of getting access to very quick half-tracks if they can get to, I believe, 1 or 2 command points. So that means they can get a lot of mechanized coverage very quickly. So we have some reactions sneaking around here. But there are going to be a lot of 9th SS in the field, so that'll be able to cover some ground for the SS. Looks like he has to get into the town there to capture it up there. Lots of fuel and munitions on this map if you can get to the points. Looks like we have demo charges already being prepared for the Storm Pioneers. They might be planning on blowing up the bridge to try and hold the American advance. Who's to say what they are intending to do? The Echelon have blocked off this way by the looks of it, or trying to. So they're trying to limit the amount of movement the other faction can do. Or at least the Americans seem to be. Is he gonna try and blow the bridge? He might be aiming to blow this bridge here. Because I think they're moving... Yeah. They're gonna deny this bridge river crossing to the Americans. And just in time too, because the Americans are showing up. I mean, the Germans have to pull back from the bridge here before they set it to blow. So now the Americans are going to have a hard time figuring if they want to cross that or not, because if that's demo charge, that's essentially a death trap for anything that moves onto it. Meanwhile, the more 9th SS are blocking this other path from the building. Already opening fire on the Americans as they try to make their way across here. So the Germans are intending to just hold back the Allied advance in the town. Getting into the building for some vantage point and just being ready to trigger the explosives. I actually think that main bridge is the only way to get vehicles across. Most of the other pathways don't seem to be vehicle. Actually, you can drive them over here. This is shallow water. More of the 9th SS have already fighting Realism by taking some pot shots across the river. But the SS is going to have an easy time taking up, I think. But they never blocked... Oh. But the Americans blocked. They probably should not have actually been done that. They can probably move across here with some infantry and cause issues in the rear. Probably with Rangers at the when they get to that point. So it's going to be a little bit more of a static fight. The Americans have secured everything surrounding the town. This is a very big forest, by the way. Holy shit. This is a lot of details being put into this custom map, I must say. Germans still don't have the fuel there. They probably need to get that quickly. That will actually mean the Germans have the fuel advantage and the munitions advantage. Holy shit. Yeah, the Americans never really got across the river. So that's actually gonna be a problem. Because apparently a lot of the points are inside the town. The Americans are gonna cash up their points though. Here comes the first supply truck for the Mthis. There we go, they secured that point finally. Americans are not even gonna try and risk gunning across, I think. So we had a little bit more of a slower match here today. So I guess the Mthis is aiming for the longer game here. Already armed some of them with Gewehr 43s here. Giving them some semi-automatic rifles. And he's setting it up back. Okay, there's actually no need to set it up all the way back there because he has a lot of safe territory you could move it up to. Like, I would perhaps have put it up right here near the church, potentially. Like, you would clear out a little bit there, or you could set it up over here. There's a lot of good places you could have set up close to the front line. That's his decision in the end. You know, the Americans are just setting up sandbags. We also have a second Storm Pioneer in the fields. These will be able to cut barbed wire, so if they want to get up in the forest here, they can just cut them down. He's getting more demo charges. He's going a lot for the demo kits. Perhaps he'll decide to cut through and then move over here and set a demo charge on the other bridge. That's at least something he could do. That's an MG42, I bet. Yeah, more increased manpower and then an MG42, makes sense. Flamethrower on these guys. Double flamethrower, actually, so that's going to be very scary to try and move into the town with that. He's gonna... No, is he just gonna demo charge this one? Oh, that's... I would say he could just cut the barbed wire here and move across tabs at this and then blow up this bridge here. That means he would have a little bit more territory to work with. But I guess he's trying to be very conservative with what he has. He wants to block all the ways in and out. That's the orders he's gotten from High Command, who's to say? He has to stop the Americans from crossing this river, essentially. So we have a very silent fight here, which is not something we usually see. This is a pretty big map for 1v1 though. Cool, air-cooled 30 cal coming off the Americans here. The Americans need to find some way to get across. Question is how and where. Because against flamethrowers, that's not going to be the easiest thing to do, because the Mthis 35 will flamethrow anything that gets into a grenade range, I think. MD42 coming down to the field here. Rushing towards the front lines. MP40s have been loaded onto Storm Pioneers. There's not a lot going on here. I expect a little bit more of a show here from the... oh, we have some engagements. So the 30 cal's gonna be able to... will they be able to reach the building? No, it doesn't look like it, barely. We just start getting some sight on it though. If the Americans can just get through there somehow. That's a smoke grenade. Oh! What's he planning on doing?
We have authorization to appropriate nearby...
Not the right angle though, so these rear echelons might get shut down. Half track coming in.
Infantry attacking in force. Grenadiers.
Sandbags being prepared.
Listen up.
Is he trying to lay barbed wire?
Here's the thing.
They both trying to block each other off? What? Hopefully this half track will allow one of them to at least try and make a move. Because there is shallow water here, I think the half track can just drive across. Vertical's opening fire here and all the riflemen as well. So if he gets MG42s in that bad position. Because that's a lot of firepower coming in that building. MG42s can some good shots though. Actually the MG42s doing a good job. But I think this the half track's been armed with the Storm Pioneers, okay. Storm Pioneers getting armed with the Flamme 41 and MP40s. So he's gonna try and clown car through it, it looks like. MP42's just mowing down the Americans. There we go, they lost one guy in the squad though. But they mowed down a lot of Americans. I guess the advantage point of that building there. It's really just paid off. Now the Germans are going to try and move across here. Half-track acting very quickly in this manner.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
He's getting more half-tracks. This is going to go for more of a mechanized push across the river here to try and pull the Americans back.
Officer is taking the field for
We have a Lieutenant coming in. Untersturmführer. No, not a Lieutenant, but Untersturmführer, because Waffen-SS has different rank titles. This guy might also be pulled into a half-track, I imagine. Yes, the half-track costs no fuel if you're playing as Mechanisierte. So it just costs some munitions and 190 manpower, and bam! Half-track. So you can really become a very mechanized force really rapidly. Indeed, it looks like the Untersturmführer is going to jump in. Probably arm him with the LMG-34 or the Gewehrs at some point.
Order crew is ready for battle.
But the Americans lack stuff to fight this thing out in the open.
Ready.
If they get too close to Flammenwerfer, we'll just toast them. The Americans got more. It's not the right weapon for this.
Ready. Crew stand ready.
Rangers arriving in a Jeep, not a Jeep, in a half-track though. 50 cal on top, will they be able to deal with a slight half-track?
For action.
It's not armored enough to stop 50 cal bullets, I think.
Send orders.
Another half-track coming. This might be a Krautmoor. That's a Krautmoor indeed, yeah. And the Germans are lacking in any AT weapons right now.
Ready for action. Ready to execute.
Mechanized Sturm Pioneers are securing another territory now.
Go ahead. Standing by. Waiting orders. Boys, you ready to roll out?
Keep has to be more careful. It needs to have its 50 cal pointed straight on that that half-track when it meets it. You want to be the one to get the first shots off. He needs to stand still now, I think. Yeah, 50 cal will start to do some damage on it. There we go, damage the engine. The 50 cal is a lot better of a machine gun than the MG42, I mean, to damage vehicles, so the 50 cal will do that a lot of damage, as you can see.
They're flanking us. Twin guns around.
And now the Krautmoor is going to show up. He's immobilized there, half-track though.
Ready. Go ahead.
Let's look at the Krautmoor is hitting. There we go, they got it. Got a half-track coming, but the Krautmoor can turn its gun. Artillery being called in on them though. The Americans need to move. But they are moving.
M3 half-tracks bearing assault engineers can be dispatched.
And not looking good here for the German half-tracks.
Leave out!
Well, Sturmführer's in trouble.
Light vehicle destroyed.
And Sturm Pioneers might go down here. Yeah, there they go. Germans have gotten a pack though, which is trying to rush to the front.
Send orders. Taking fire!
But I think the Krautmoor plus the American half-track is a really nice little combination here. The Krautmoor is able to shoot for this range, so he needs to get closer.
Go ahead. Get ready. New unit ready and on the field.
That's a lot of shredding firepower coming their way. Looks like the smoke barrage has been called in. Just to buy them some time. You also arrange a demo team on the field. These guys can cut barbed wire, so if he actually destroys that, he can actually sneak across here on the other flank if he wants. He blew the bridge here, so that's not going to be any way the Americans can cross.
Steady up, fellas. I got orders coming. Good to go.
American mortars are starting to shell the town. Pack has been set up. Can't get a shot off. I think the rocks are somehow blocking the shot. NG42 will be a problem here. Type 40 is moving up now though. I think he wasted an opportunity of pulling the Rangers out to try and make a push here. Yeah, he needs to get those Rangers out and get moving.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
The Rangers are not getting out of the half track. Oh, that's bad. Well, my American mortars are starting to shell the German positions. And is the demo team trying to get down here on the other flank? They might be. Even puts a re-echelon with them veteran free ones because of the Ranger Company's unique ability. Pretty long-winded route in all honesty. Another crowd mower in the fields. Is that a second crowd mower? He's just going for full-on crowd mowers. I don't think that's the best option here.
Here it comes. Half track, waiting for orders. This is it. Fire up.
And the Mthis is going to be able to take up fully at this rate. Yeah, a little bit of a mechanized engagement, but not much else has been going on.
Grenadiers operational.
Have Gyms have a forwarding came base? They have. Okay, they have a fort base here. Americans really need to take the option here to start sneaking up. They could really just get a foothold in here. That could be a problem for the Germans to deal with. You know, the American mortars are starting to shell them, 81 millimeters. Pack is in ambush position, just waiting.
Command half-track has been converted into the headquarters building.
The Germans have got a lot of equipment right now to work with.
Boys, you ready to roll out? Weapon team, ready. We got orders.
Aircraft has been removed from this position. There's no need for him to be there if the bridge is gone.
Warning orders.
I really think these Ranger demolition teams could really just get through there. Like, that's just such a waste. You have a chance to get through there and cause damage. Instead, they're being relocated. Oh, that's just so... Command half-track coming in. Not sure what the crowd mowers are shooting at. Artillery being called in here. Looks like it might be an ability from the Mechanics here to do. And the Americans are not moving. Oh yeah, that hurt.
Send orders. Steady up, fellas.
The Americans just had an opening here, but they're not utilized it. They could cause so much damage if they got through.
Prepare for combat.
So it looks like all the fighting is going to happen up here. I don't really think I approve.
Close it up.
Especially these Rangers, they could be utilized so much better in the rear of the enemy. The Rangers just staying back at base too. Like, get some few elite squads through here and you could cause so much havoc, especially with Thompsons and carbines and oh shit, like this environment is like perfect for them.
Troops transport. Ready. Well, here goes. Follow me. Troops, stand ready. We can now establish a forward HQ.
Okay, they're setting up a Fort King Cam in here. We could also have done that on the other side with the Rangers. Make this even harder to get through. I'm not sure what I need to think about this. It's so far not really the kind of battle I anticipated, but that's why we generally don't like choke pointy maps. And what's this mortar doing? Because there's an MG42 nearby. What's he doing? He's gonna get mowed down out there if he just keeps moving that way. Ranger camps are getting a 50 cal. Pulling in Stuka machine gun strafe, but losing the half-track in the process. Like, the Americans could utilize this flank so easily, but they simply aren't. Looks like the aircraft didn't come in. Okay, that's unusual. And some 4J command tank coming in now. I don't think the... There we go, that's coming in. That was awkward. That might also just be the fake barrage. Oh, that is the Stuka, okay. He's just set that 50 cal up to cover.
Ready for action.
Because the Americans have nothing to stop a Panzer 4GA.
Standing by. Send orders.
I still think the Americans should be just to push through the southern flank there. They have nothing to stop a Panzer 4.
Listen up.
Yeah, I'm not sure Draw Sean is knowing exactly what he's doing. Hard to tell. Like, it's a nice looking map, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I don't like, all these bridges are just so easily abusable and cut off. But it's like, this southern flank was just so open. They could just, the Americans could just have pushed through with some Rangers, and the Germans would not have been able to do much, I think. Now the Panzer 4J is going to push up, and the Americans are not going to have anything to stop it. The Crowdmore is not going to be able to do anything to this thing. Like, no Ichigo, no bazooka, it's nothing.
Just got wiped out.
And a position shot is being called in by 50 centimeter. So that's a dead rifleman, I think. Yep.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
Bazooka's coming up a little bit too late. These friends need to get behind cover. They should not stay out in the open. Like, use this. There's this hedge here he can use. But no, he's gonna try and move out in the open like that. That's just not how it's gonna do work. That's suicidal. And the Rangers are falling back. They're gonna get moved down in the open.
We lost an infantry unit.
Yeah, Draw Sean, I really think, missed a golden opportunity to get through the enemy lines down here and stop the Germans from taking up. Because, see, they would force the Germans to keep a focus on the southern flank too. He was just not being aggressive enough. The Americans kind of need to be very aggressive, because if the Waffen-SS gets set up for real, it's going to be very hard to stop them. Bazooka coming out though from the Ranger Recon, good shot, but it's not going to do much. He needs to get behind cover, he's staying out in the open!
Vehicle just got destroyed.
You should never stay out in the open like that, that's suicide. Like, there's so much cover here to utilize. This is just sad to see. This is really sad. Yeah, the American really needed to be more aggressive here. The German really just had the easiest time here to hold.
We lost a gun crew. Captain just took the battlefield.
And there we go, Draw Sean surrenders. Yeah. That was just way too easy for the Germans. There was a golden opportunity down here that the Americans just did not use. He was Ranger Company, he could have gotten through the southern flank here. He was even looking like he was about to early on, but he just didn't. This could have caused so much issue for the Germans. And caused them to, like, lose their focus on this flank. A missed opportunity, I really think. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.